Novice Bikes Yamaha will be our fourth and final manufacturer in challenge mode with the Novice Bikes. And then everything else, I think we just have junior bikes and beyond, basically. But I do have a plan. Anyway, on now to Yamaha, where we have got the TZR 250, the TZR 250 SPR, the SR 400, the FZR 400, the T-Max, the YFZ R6, the T-Max Racing Modified, along with the SR 400 Racing Modified, and the TZ 125. We have a total of 9 bikes to get here. And we start off at Autumn Ring with the TZR 250. So this one should pretty much be a flash in the pan, is what I believe. Alright, let's go. Yeah, I was way too wide to make the corner entry there. I basically had to step on the brakes either way. It would not have made a difference even if I wanted to. But no matter. I'm here to get the job done, and that is precisely what I am filling out. The first Novice Yamaha is now ours. And now we just have another 8 to go, along with some inevitable colour variants along the way. I quite like that vinyl. That vinyl's actually pretty good on the bike, if I do say so myself. Anyway, on now to our next one. Unfortunately, we only have one colour variant for each of these 2 bikes to get here, as we now move on to the TZR 250 SPR. But we'll see how we go. Okay, haven't quite got the momentum just yet. And a little bit of a bounce there, but able to get in the slipstream. And I pull off the pass, and it takes me a full lap to get the bike, but we do it anyway. So, 2 Yamahas down, and we still have 7 to go. Let's see how we will get the other ones. Especially since we have now moved on from the most powerful bikes of the Novice class. I think, anyway. So that's now 2 Yamahas we have scored here. And now we must get the other 7. And then once we are done with that, we can then move on to the junior bikes. As this time we've got 3 different colour variants to get with the SR 400, and we are at Grand Valley East again. let's see if we can get the job done. And where our opponent this time is, unsurprisingly, the Honda CB400. Excuse me. And my god, does this bike have a low speed. I will have to mute the mic once I'm done here because... well, once I'm done with this run, because I really need some water before continuing this. And I forgot the upshift button was R1, not R2. I'm still getting used to how to play this game again. Can I manage to get the pass done on the inside? I think I can. Can I? Not quite. That speed deficit, man. That really hurts me. That speed deficit is really hurting me right now. I am really going nowhere here. The way things currently stand on the straights. I'm pretty sure my bike has little to no pace on the straights. Especially since my top speed is technically 95 miles an hour. But I got the pass done on the outside. And hopefully this is where I score the bike. And I do. With a time of 2 minutes 12.4. And I fall off the bike right at the end. I'm really not surprised. But anyway, it's not over yet, because I still have to do this 2 more times. Oh boy. Well, let's go and get the other 2. As much as I personally do not look forward to this. But we have to do it either way if we want to get the triple digits. I think out of all the novice bikes to get here, this is probably going to be what I think is the hardest of all the bikes I can win here. Because of the top speed deficit I have in comparison to the Honda. And that, in all honesty, really hurts me on the straights. Because I can definitely say my bike does not have the pace it should have. At least not in terms of top speed anyway. But there we go. I am through on the inside. And now there is just one more of these 3 SR 400s in order for us to be complete. Alright, 1 to go, and then we can move on to the rest. And hopefully, if it's possible, the engine will not keep cutting out on me. Anyway, one to go. At Grand Valley East. And then we can move on to our other 6. And as to what we do afterwards, well, I'm working this out as I go along. But I'll inevitably figure something out, because I always do. Probably don't need to downshift to 3rd gear through the hairpin. That probably doesn't matter, in all honesty. The main thing I need to focus on here is just making sure that I can nail it through the corners. And then, I think once we're done with that, we should be good. From what I know. Because that's more or less the way I want to do things here. And so there we go. And just like that, in less than a minute, we get the job done. 58.1 seconds is officially what we get. The Yamaha SR400 finished with. And now we will move on to our next bike, whichever one that may be. But I'm ready. So we've got all of the SR400 models under our belt. And now we move on to bike number 4, which is the FCR 400. And where we only have one colour to get this bike with, silky white. Then we got 3 colours with the T-Max, 3 colours with the R6, 4 colours with the T-Max Racing Modify, 1 colour with the SR400 Racing Modify, and 4 colours with the TZ125. So, let's continue, as we now head to Clubman Stage, Route 5, for bike number 4. And by this time, we are up against the Suzuki that we won before. Okay. And so, we have it. In 33 seconds, and I fall off the bike right at the end. Okay, whatever. Another bike is ours. And now we just have another 5 to go. And then we can move on to the junior bikes. There we go. Another bike is ours. And now we just have another 5 to go. As we now move on to the Yamaha T-Max. And we have 1 lap in order to get this bike. Which means basically, if we can pass our opponent before the end of the lap, then the bike will be ours. Or if we can pass him at about the halfway point, which is what I normally do, then we should get the bike with relative ease. And it looks like my theory is gonna prove to be true in jest, because I do it anyway. And all that took was 20 seconds. Which is cool. I'm okay with that. And now, we will move on to our other two colour variants with the T-Max. Because that's what we do. I can certainly say the prize-winning music is quite energetic and intriguing, but whatever. Next. Just gotta do this 2 more times, and then we can move on to our next one. Then I'm done. On to the next one, and I'm done, and I'm on to the next one. Also, yes, that was a Foo Fighters reference. I really like Foo Fighters. And if there is any law against me referencing song lyrics in my own voice, then I'll literally go fuck myself. Anyway. I might as well save the replay here. Because I figured the T-Max is one thing I don't have a replay of just yet. I'll have to check through it to be sure, but I'm pretty sure I don't have one. And no, I don't. Okay. You know what? I'm okay with that. I also might consider sticking with that replay because, well, there isn't really much else for me to do once we're done with this one. But either way, I can definitely say we're building up our bike collection by a tenfold, the way things currently stand. Hopefully this will not take me much more than an hour to get the rest of them. But either way, we are definitely getting a lot of bikes in our garage, to say the least. Especially with the scooters, which is basically what we're partly doing here at the moment. But there we go. So that's now the Yamaha T-Max. Done and dusted. And now we will move on to the next one. Because that's the only decent thing I can really do right now, aside from not half boring you to death. Anyway, Yamaha T-Max is now ours. And we get it in deep, purplish, blue metallic, is it? I think that's what it is. Oh, deep purplish blue metallic L. Okay. Anyway. Time for the YZF R6. Bike number 6 on the Yamaha Novice Bikes roster. Oh my god, is this bike fast. And so, we continue. And on the brakes early so I don't pull up heading into the corner. I know how powerful this bike is, and up the inside I go. And so, the bike is now ours. And it took us 39 seconds to get there. Cool. Oh yeah, I already have a replay saved, don't I? I'll probably keep a hold of that. Most likely. Anyway, the YZF R6 is now ours. And there is just 2 colours left to get with this bike. And then once we have those 2 colours, we can then move on to our last 3. Sorry, my brain right now is just not switched on. As much as I'm really trying to get it switched on. My brain just does not want to think right now. As much as I want it to. And around the outside we go. And we get it done. Alright, it's ours. In 35.1 seconds, the red Yamaha YZF R6 is now ours. And I'm pretty sure after this we move on to the racing bikes. If I recall correctly. Because this is bike number 6 of 9 here at Yamaha. I'm pretty sure that's what we do anyway. Yeah, we do. As our next one is the T-Max Racing Modified. Then we got the Racing Modified SR400, followed by the TZ125 afterwards, to finish off the Novice bikes here in challenge mode. Also kind of surprises me to think that we do actually get racing bikes as ironically being novice bikes. I can certainly say it makes it more interesting, knowing that we do actually get more than just road bikes by clinching these. But anyway, that's all of the YZF R6 models now clinched. So now we just have 3 to go, as our next one is the T-Max Racing Modify. 7 of 9. And then after that, we should be done. Okay. Another bike is ours. And yep, that's all of them. And this time we move on to Tsukuba, with the T-Max Racing Modify. I'm pretty sure this is where we get to put our numbers on. But anyway, here we go. On the Yamaha T-Max Racing Modify, we get ourselves moving once more. Oh, he is way wide through that hairpin. I did not think he was going to overshoot it quite that badly. But the game never ceases to amaze me. That was easy. Now I just have to do it 3 more times before we can move on to our next bike. Anyway. 1 down, 3 to go with the racing Yamaha T-Max. And as ever, I'm gonna put on my racing number because, well, it's a racing number I've more or less had ever since I played F1 2016 and I discovered the number 44 wasn't available for me to use. And that was how I eventually decided to move over to the number 24. Also because, well, as a kid I also turned out to be a big Jeff Gordon fan, who technically is the guy that made the number 24 famous in the first place. And he would later go on to win an amazing 93 times over the course of his extraordinary racing career. I also have no doubts in saying that if NASCAR had stuck with its points, Bob Latford point system, then Jeff Gordon would have easily been practically a driver riding in 7th heaven on points alone. I definitely think, under the circumstances, he would have been more of a deserving 7-time champion than what Jimmy Johnson is. Although, personally, I'm not really someone who hates on the playoffs. I'm just someone who practically hates on the amount of meddling that just goes on with the sanctioning body of NASCAR, knowing that it's still very much a family-run business, where the family that founded the sport practically has total autonomy over every decision that gets made in the sport today. And personally, I think it's a bit ridiculous, knowing that's just how much of a lack of transparency that the sport itself basically is nowadays. Because of the massive egos of the people who are still running the sport and just effectively doing their best of efforts to just practically kill it. Since that's more or less the pretty much do or die mission that I would honestly say the France family have basically made it their mission to be. I think it's fair to say that it's becoming a recurring theme, where my opponent just keeps overshooting the hairpin, and as a result, I just easily get the win anyway, as well as the bike. I also figure by using the number 24, it does technically leave a respectable mark on the bike itself. But yeah, I mean, the amount of obvious meddling that just goes on with NASCAR and the France family these days, it's just so plain as day to see that because it's now practically a family of billionaires, they're still making it their mission to make sure that they pretty much want the sport to die and basically for it to never flourish again to the levels it was once at 20 years ago now. And we have just one more. And this one, I think, is going to go down the way all the other ones have gone. It's going to be another easy clincher for me because my opponent is going to overshoot the second hairpin here at Tsukuba, which in all honesty is not going to surprise me in any way whatsoever. That's just what I think is going to happen. And it does. And this one is now ours. Alright. Well, that's all of them. And now we just have 2 bikes to go. The SR400 Racing Modify, and then we have the TZ125 as our last 2 Novice models of the Novice bikes in challenge mode that we can win. Okay, moving on. We have 2 bikes to go. And got 5 more colour variants to go as well. And this time we're now heading to Suzuka for bike number 8 here at Yamaha. And where we are competing against the CB400 SS Racing Modify. Ironically the same bike that we won for getting all gold in the Novice license. And this thing does have 6 gears, which will be very useful because I'm not having to deal with a completely oblivious top speed deficit. Which also means this will be easier. Oh, a little bit of contact there. That was not intentional. And more contact. He's still holding me behind him, but I will find a way through, because that's what I always do. Kind of had to force him out wide there just a little bit. And I decided to shift down to 3rd right at the end. Oh well, whatever. Another bike is ours. And now we just have 1 bike to go with 4 different colour schemes. And then we should be done. Because that is what I do. Ironically, with the Tourist Trophy logo on it as well. Concept by Tourist Trophy. Anyway, now we get on to the non-Tourist Trophy licensed racing bike. The TZ125. With 3 laps at Tsukuba Circuit. So basically the same place where we got the T-Max Racing Modified. Or the T-Max Race Bike, to put it simply. How did I not overshoot the corner there? I really had to be hard on the brakes compared to just how much throttle percentage I was just giving the bike to make sure that it would actually reach the corner. Even though it came at about the same time as when everything else slowly but surely was about to go tits up. But I managed to prevent that from happening. And now, in less than a minute, I've got my first of 4 colour variants for the TZ125. And now we move on to our other 3 colour variants of the TZ125. And where I've been recording this now for 37 minutes. So I think that pretty much tells you just how many bikes I've already got up to this point. I'll probably have to count them up to be sure, but... Anyway. 24 once again, because that pretty much is my racing number at this point. And also because, well, it gives the rest of the grid something to remember me by. Because, you know, complimentary things. Sometimes it can be a good thing to leave a mark. And this time I do not overshoot the first hairpin. And my opponent's out wide again. I pass him on the inside. It looks like I'm going to clinch this one, and I do. In 32.8 seconds, another bike is ours. Although I will have to count up how many bikes I scored altogether from this run alone. And I'll probably have to count up everything else as well whilst I'm at it. Because I figure that might as well be the case. And of course doing that again because, well, you pretty much know how I hit my marks now. I hope. On now to colour variant number 3 with the TZ125. I almost ran wide there. And Looks like I'm doing okay at the moment, as I have now taken over the lead. Got a slightly better exit than my opponent. And there we go. 3 out of 4 colour variants are now mine. I have been recording this now for 40 minutes. Oh boy. And I still have one to go. But only thing I can really do is buckle down and just get it done. That's all I can ask of myself at this stage. The TZ125 in blue is now mine. And now we just have one to go. And then we will be done. As our last one comes in silver. And then that'll be it for the Novice section of challenge mode. Okay. Anyway, there we go. Okay. And looks like I am going to get this one, as long as I clear my opponent, and I do. And there we go. It's done. The Novice section of challenge mode is now well and truly done. As we have no other manufacturers to head to for Novice bikes, because the rest of them are literally just junior bikes and beyond. So here it is again, the TZ125 in silver. And now we can move on. So I'm going to check to see how many bikes that now puts me up to. So 1, okay, so 4, 5, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I've gained a total of 21 bikes from this section of Novice bikes alone. Holy shit. That's unbelievable. Anyway, now that that's done, that now puts my total up to 88. So we were on 67 bikes before, and now we have moved up to 88. Yeah, we were on 67 bikes before. And I think we had a total of, what was it? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. The other ones are in here somewhere. I just have to find them. They're somewhere at the back. Okay, let's have a look. So, yeah, those are all the Novice bikes from Honda. So we started off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, we started off with 21 bikes, and if you include these, well, 22 bikes without the license school bikes that we won. Yeah, we started off challenge mode with a total of 26 bikes, and we're now up to 16.8%. in terms of our overall completion. But anyway, we've got all the novice bikes now, and next time we will be doing the junior bikes. Coming in the next episode.